Welcome, everybody, to the third session for the six-figure role play. I'm excited, guys. I really am. The more and more I think about this, the more and more I realize how many years I've been doing this and how what we're learning, the skill set we're learning right now, really it's going to give us it's going to change the game in everything that we do. All the tools and techniques I'm sharing with you over this, I know our emphasis over the last 3 weeks, this is our third week. Thank you for the reminder from our participants. Is where I just lost my thought. Okay, even though it's expired listings, right? Even though it's expired listings, the tools and mechanisms of affirming, of active listening, all those different techniques is really going to help us close better, right? It's going to help us serve better. But one of the things that just kept really ringing in my ears this morning as I was preparing for today is, guys, there's two things I want you to think about. Number one, when you're on that phone, you're not trying to convince anybody of anything. You're trying, basically, this script is designed to get them to slow down enough so they can hear from another voice. They can hear from another individual, right? So number one, that's the goal of the script. Number two is to do what? Breathe hope in their moving plans, right? But I want you to do this from an interviewing standpoint. You are interviewing. And because if you feel like you have to perform, if it's all about performing and you say the wrong word, it's going to be difficult. But when you're coming from a place of, okay, here I have Sally Seller on the phone, been on the market for 180 days, hasn't sold. Let me see about having a conversation with her. Let me see why her home didn't sell. Because, man, if she's a headache, I'm good. I'll just pass her on. I got many other companies that I can pass her on to, right? I had a seller the other day. I'm just about ready to give his listing back. I listed his listing. I almost gave it back to him. I looked at him. I said, it seems like you and I are playing tug of war. And I can't sell you this whole idea of playing tug of war. And I had to keep reminding him that I'm on his side. Dude, I'm on your team. Last time I checked, I'm not charging you a dime until I get you what you want. You right? So that's kind of the mentality, is like, do you want to take this person on? So when you come from an idea that you're interviewing, hey, I'm just curious. I know your home came up on a computer as an expired listing. When do you plan on interviewing agents for the job of getting your home sold? Well, I don't want to sell. This has been a nightmare. Hey, you know what? I get it. It's been a nightmare. So let me ask you, if you did sell, where are you going to go next? Just an interview. What if it was just an interview? What if you're okay? The four-letter word to prospecting is next, N-E-X-T, right? You are looking for people that have a genuine motivation, right? The reason why there's so much arm wrestling in the beginning is because they're tired, they're worn out, they're pissed off. They have been let down by our industry. Going back to that same seller, I'm telling him $495. He said, well, the other agent said $515. The other agent said $525. And I said, hey, if you want to overprice your property, you can. But I don't see any of it. Where, and I grabbed the numbers. I said, where is it here? Do you see that? I was just going back to the old thing. And this is a guy that I know really well, right? People that you know well. Would you guys agree it's kind of harder sometimes to be firm with? Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
It's so important you realize that I don't want you to feel like you got to be everything to the person on the other end of the line. I'm going to have a 15-minute conversation with you on this script. And at the end of that script, right, I'm going to take you to another phase of the development, which is like pre-qualifying. But at the end, you should say to yourself, man, I am on fire and I'm excited about this person, or I don't know. But you also have to realize that most of the people you're talking to is going to be, I don't know. I don't know. Why have they expired? What is it? Well, it's just a price. No, that's not true. That's not true. It's not always price. It could be price. It could be condition. It could be accessibility. It could be marketing. It could be all of those things. It could be that the agent didn't know how to put in the MLS properly. Man, I've listed properties where I've looked at it and they're like, It put senior. It put they were part of the senior community. They weren't even part of senior community, right? I've seen them put in the wrong zip code. I've seen people list a property as a townhouse accidentally, or vice versa. I've seen people list something as a duplex when it was a single family. I've seen somebody, so I need you to stay as curious as you can. Stay as curious as you can on the script. I want to get you away from performing, and I want to get you into delivering, and I want to get you into like being in curiosity. Does this make sense? Okay, so because if you do that, you're not going to be nervous. If you stumble over your words, you're going to laugh, you're going to chuckle, and you're just going to get right back on the script, right? So that's the mentality. My dad told me a long time ago, when you're interviewing somebody, Joey, I want you to flip it on them, and I want you to begin interviewing them. I want you to begin interviewing them, right? And I would turn over to him. It was always an exciting part. I would look to the guy employing and said, "Hey, this is great. But before I ask, I gotta ask you something. If I were to decide to take this job on, can you ask me the potential? Can you let me know the potential growth that I have for your in your company? What would you be the potential for growth? I wanted to know, dude. If I'm just gonna stay a clerk the whole time, I'm good." I turned it right on him, and that's how I want you to think about that as well. The idea is, hey, you know what? Look, the purpose of this call, John, is for me to get to know a little bit more about you and why your home didn't sell. And then I have a clear idea whether I can help you, John, because I'd rather turn you down than let you down. That's what I'm here for. And when that's the mentality behind the role play, when that's the mentality, you're gonna be amazed about what comes in. And I've taught this in my buyer process. It's kind of the same idea, Q. So a lot of this is review to you, right? But when you look at it, that's the interviewing part of it. So anyways, I gotta end at 9:45 on the Monday today, guys. I gotta go out and get my cab is really locked up with a really bad knot on it. So I got a massage appointment when I'm done here. So who wants to go first?
I have to go at 9:30, so I'll go first.
Perfect. Love it. I'm so glad. I actually was going to call on you. So, okay.
Thanks.
And guys, I'm being the seller is because I want to give you healthy pushback and I want to give you real life examples. Make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to push on you a little harder, Q, because you're Q.
All
Okay.
right.
You go ring, ring. I say hello and we move. Let's
All
go.
right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for Joey.
This is Joey.
Hey, Joey. My name is Kwang Tran with eXp Realty. I'm sure you figured out the listing on your home has expired at this point. I was calling to see when do you plan on interviewing the right agent to get the job of selling your home?
Q, I've gotten a lot of calls this morning, starting at like 7 a.m. And I think I told everybody else, I'm just going to relist with the same agent. I don't want to waste your time or anything.
Really? Calls for since 7 a.m. Man, I bet those are getting tiring. And so I'm just curious, if you sold the home, where would you go next?
Well, I mean, we were really looking for going up to Lake Tahoe. It's been
Okay.
our dream. It's been our dream. My wife's getting ready to retire here in June. And our dream was to get it sold and go to Lake Tahoe. Had it all worked out, and we were gonna sell the house, get the money up at Lake Tahoe, and then get up there right when she retires. We have a short-term rental already set up.
Oh, that's exciting. So how soon were you planning on being there?
How soon? I wanted to be there like months ago. I wanted to be there months ago, but this market is crazy. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, it sounds like you need me more than you realize. So what do you think stopped your home from selling before?
I just think it's the market. I mean,
Oh,
I just
really?
think the market right now. I mean, with rates up and with all this chaos and inflation and stuff, and we're actually almost if we can't sell it this next time, Q, we're probably just going to rent it out and wait for
I
this market to
understand.
come back.
And that's understandable, Joey. And a lot of people have the same misconception. But our team's selling homes just as usual. How did you happen to pick the last agent you were listed with?
Well, he was actually somebody who works in the neighborhood.
Okay, I see. So he's a local realtor. He specializes in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay. What did the agent do that you liked?
Well, I mean, he did what you guys do. He did like he put it in the yard and got pictures done and put it on Facebook and did he did two open houses
Hmm.
and yeah, we had like maybe quite a few people the first week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you feel like your agent should have done?
What he was hired to do, sell my house.
Of course, of course, of course. The goal is to get you your house sold and get you to your dream house in Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that you might be listing with the same agent, but um, what are you going to expect him to do differently than he did before?
Um, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
here,
mean,
Joey. So, um, I don't know what your agent is going to be do differently to get your house actually sold this time. But if you haven't locked it in yet, I'd love to interview for the or apply for the job of actually getting your home sold this time. Are you familiar with the techniques we use to sell homes?
I'm not. I'm not. I've never heard of you, Q. Kwong.
Oh, you're kidding. All right, listen. So, I know your agent, your previous agent did, the typical things like you mentioned, open houses and a couple of showings here and there on online ads and stuff like that. But, it'd be a great time, or it would be great for us to get together. And I can show you the techniques that me and my team actually use to get homes just like yours sold. Um, all the time. What would be the best time to show you today at 5 p.m. or I can do a morning tomorrow at 11 a.m.
How much time does this need? How much time do you need?
Oh yeah, Joey, we just need, 30 minutes of your time. We don't even have to be in person. We could just do it over Zoom. It'd be a good opportunity for us to just get together, get to know each other a little bit better. I can learn more specifics about your home, what you guys had previously done, and then I'll go over the tips and tricks and details of, what me and my team do to get homes sold. We want to make sure that we get you guys, you know, out of this home and fall in love with where you're going because, at the end of the day, we got to get you that Tahoe house, right? So let's try to get together and find those strategies to lock that in.
Love it. Love it. Great job. Great job, Q. So how do you think you did?
Um, I did okay. I could have done better. Yeah, I stumbled a little bit here and there, but overall, like just keeping the flow of the conversation was okay.
Well, look. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. And you've
Hmm.
heard me say that, Q, right? The only feedback. Oh, Paul, you want to say something?
I'm sorry. Perhaps I should have waited for the feedback. I was just going to give him a pump up. He didn't interrupt you when you were silent. And that's where I was agonizing and checking to make sure my
Mm,
video was still going. And he was being quiet, waiting for you to respond. He didn't fill the silence. So that was my weak spot. So I noticed it.
yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I haven't done that silence to you guys. Silence is powerful. Don't interrupt somebody's silence because you never know what could be going on. He made me think about something.
Hmm.
Listen, you want to be effective as a communicator? Every single time you talk to somebody new, you need to make sure that they turn their head and they say, I never thought about that. You
Yes.
have to get them to, you have to draw them to a new conclusion that they've never drawn to before, right? So the only two pieces of feedback for you because I want to make you amazing.
Hmm.
Number one is you affirmed that he was specialized in my area, and be careful to not affirm the other agent. You
Hmm.
said, "Oh, he was a specialist in your area," right?
Hmm.
That's probably my only feedback. And then just be careful on saying anything bad about the other agent
Hmm.
unless the opportunity arises. So when you get back so just flow through it. Most of your conflict is going to happen between hello and question four. That's going to be most of your conflict.
Mm.
The rest of it from four to 10 or 4 to 9 should be just information gathering. 4 to 9 is just gathering information. Now 11, a 10 and 11, then you go back. Hey, you know what? Then you go back again, Q, ask me for the appointment, right? And then after you ask me for the appointment, I'm going to say, I told you you're going to be, I told you I'm going to list with the other agent. You're like, okay, let me ask you. You had mentioned earlier about your other agent. I asked you a question about what you felt he was going to do differently. And there was some hesitation there because I don't, you're not supposed to know how to sell homes. That's my job.
Yeah.
So here's what I like to do. Let me set up a 15-minute appointment with you in person. Let me walk through your home. Let me give you a solid idea what we do to sell homes. And you have one or two choices. You can either decide to list with the other agent who tried to sell it last time, or you can hire somebody like me and have a different approach. Right? Be
Yeah.
really, really careful. Use it when it needs to be done. You know this, Q. You know
Yeah.
this, right? So just be real careful because just be careful. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful. But
Yeah.
great role play. Dude, I am picking on that role play hard right now. I'm being hard on you, and I'm going to be because I trained you.
No,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you.
Good job, Q Money. Good
That
job.
was good.
Who's next? Come on, step up. Let's do it. Got to
Okay,
have some espresso. That's your problem. You need espresso.
I'll go.
Okay. Okay. Ring, ring. I say hello, and listen. He's got his copy.
Yep.
Hey, ready? You say
Okay.
ring, ring. I say hello, and I'm looking around for Kim. Okay, go for it.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for Joey. My name is CJ with HomeSmart.
Hi, CJ. How can I help?
Hi, I'm sure you figured out the listing on your home is expired, and I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home.
CJ, I have gotten just a ton of calls over the last couple weeks, and I'm kind of tired of it. So right now, my wife and I are just going to kind of regroup, and we're going to wait until spring to put this thing back on the market. So what I'd love to do is take down your name and number and give you a call. I'm going to be interviewing. I'm going to be interviewing some agents the next time we do this, but we're probably going to jump back on. I would say June. The kids will be out of school, yeah, it's it's just not working right now for us. This has been way too much stress. My wife and I have been fighting constantly.
Yes, I can really understand the amount of stress that's going through, listing the home and everything. But if you did sell the home, where would you go next?
Well, I mean, right now, we were going to move down south because my mom and my dad are down south. They're in a retirement community, and they're just becoming a lot more dependent with us. And they're kind of they're in the fourth quarter of their life, you know.
I see. That's exciting. You don't get to be back with mom and dad. Well, how soon do you have to be there?
Well, I mean, I don't have to be there any particular time. I mean, I want to be there.
You
But
want
the
to be
way
there?
this market's going, how high things are. I mean, our house is $800,000 price range, and these $800,000 homes, they're just not selling.
Yeah, it's pretty tough right now, but honestly, what do you think really stopped your home from selling?
I mean, really, honestly, I just think it's the market. I mean, I think it's the market.
Yeah, I mean, the market is pretty tough, but our agency has been able to come up with some creative ways to, sell some houses in a fairly good amount of time. How did you happen to pick the last agent that you listed with?
All right, he's the one that sold me this house.
Gotcha. Um, that's a that's a lot. A lot of sellers tend to go back to their agent to help them, buy the home. But what do you think he did that you like the best?
Well, I mean, he seems to know his stuff. I mean, he did open houses. He did videos. He did social media reels for TikTok and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like he did okay. But you know, beyond that, what do you feel he should have done beyond those things that you just said?
CJ, I'm an accountant and I'm really good at my job. I mean, I hired him to do it. I don't know what the heck he's supposed to do. I think he did everything he needed to do, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, you know, it's tough, and it sounds like he tried to put his best foot forward, but our like I said before, our agency has come up with some strategic plans for selling houses. What would you expect from the next agent that you choose?
Just get my house sold. I mean, really, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, selling a house is not as simple as you think, putting stuff out there on social media and just doing the flyers and everything. But it takes a special agent to really put their best foot forward. Have you already chosen an agent to work with?
No, I haven't. Like I mentioned to you, CJ, we're gonna hold off until spring.
Gotcha. Well, I would love to, take the opportunity and apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with some of the techniques that I use to sell homes?
I'm not familiar with you, CJ. Do you sell homes in our area?
Yes, we do. We've sold a couple of houses, and in a fairly good amount of time, and got our sellers off and moving on with their plans. Would love to have the opportunity to just share with you, what we do to get houses sold in a fair amount of time. I got some time this Monday at 4 o'clock or Tuesday at 10 a.m.
How much time is this gonna take?
Really, it's only going to take about 15 minutes, but it depends on how many questions you really have, and whether or not you like what we have to present you.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. We could do that. I
Great.
just I just want to let you know before you come out, CJ. I'm not listing my home until spring.
Understood. I hear what you're saying. um Let me just go ahead and book that time so that I can just share with you what we have, and maybe we'll see if we can get you down to LA and closer to your parents sooner than later. How does that sound?
That sounds good. That sounds good. How
Great.
do you feel? How do you feel you did, CJ?
Stumble a little bit, but um, I'm really trying to hone in on using those filler words.
Yeah.
It's just that need to go ahead and just say a little bit more than you need to,
Sure.
because
Sure.
it's um, just sticking to the script. It's as simple as that sounds. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Okay. Okay, so two things. Remember, the script is like a funnel, right? You start at the wide part of the funnel and you end up at the narrow part of it. I think your conversation was incredible. I think you were entirely present with me. I think you had really great active listening. You made me believe that you really were trying to get to know, what it is. The only thing that I want to see more of is I want to see more authority. I want to
Gotcha.
see exercise more authority. Okay. Agency is great. I would have you drop the word agency and say we, right? Because I don't want anybody to think it's your company. It's not your company. It's you, CJ. And the biggest trap that you can get yourself involved in is making it believe it's your company. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I want to see more authority. I want to see more authority. I want to hear aggressive. I want to hear different approach, active approach. You know what I mean? Something I want you to give me something. So guys, they have to be so fired up to meet with you. Because you got the secret freaking sauce, right? As realtors, we're like squirrel runs out the window, right? We're staring at him, right? Anybody says, I can I can help you sell a home without work. WORK. We're like, dude, where it is? I'll give you everything. Here, take my blood, right? Because there's so much curiosity, right? I just want to hear authority. I want to hear authority from your voice. I want to hear
Gotcha.
authority. Hey, I want to hear authority, right? Another thing is maybe shedding a little bit of light on, because I told you spring instead of now. So I'm curious. I'm curious, CJ. If I could get you an acceptable offer in the next 30 days, could you
I was looking
continue?
for that line.
Yeah, right, right. But that's okay, CJ. If I could get you an acceptable offer within the next 30 days, would that be okay with you, or would it be a problem for you? And then you're gonna say, well, what do you mean by a problem? Well, because you said you were waiting until spring. Could you continue with your plans, or would that be a problem?
Gotcha.
Right? I want to know, what is spring? Did you just like blindfold yourself and throw a dart to the freaking calendar and you ended up in spring? Why spring? Because here's the thing, somebody's going to be sold on every call. You're either selling them or they're selling you. I was trying to sell you in the beginning that I'm doing spring. Okay, great role play, CJ. I'm going to be harder on you guys because I want you guys to really understand the mechanics. Your idea, you want to put doubt where doubt needs to be. Doubt needs to be in the fact of that experience you had last time. I'm really sorry. But if you work with me, you won't have an experience like that. You won't have an experience like that. What I like to do is set 15 minutes. Let me show you a different approach that we use that are actually getting homes sold right now. Okay, who's up? Good job, CJ. Who's up? CJ, great role play. Great role play.
Taking
Great,
notes.
great role play. I just want you to have more. I want you to be more authority. You know what the hell you're doing, man. You got to relay that to them. You know what you're doing. Relay that to them. Relay that to them. They got to be so scared, CJ, that if they don't meet with you, they're missing out. They're missing out. Dude, I got to hear what this guy has to say. Honey, who was that on the phone? That was a realtor. Wait, didn't you tell me we're not going to list until spring? I did. We got to meet with this guy. Seriously, we have to. You got to close him. You got to close him so hard. They're now gonna be in dispute with their spouse. Les Brown says when you're calling to speak to somebody to book a speaking engagement, you got to close them so hard so when they go back to their board of directors, they're fighting for you, and you're not even in the room. Come on, Paul. I know you want some. Let's do this.
Yep, I do. I'm ready. Hold on. Let me flip to my script. All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, can I please speak to Joey?
This is Joey.
Hey, Joey, this is Paul with First Realty Group. I'm sure you figured out that your listing is expired, and I was calling to see when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?
Wow, Paul, you seem to know what you're doing. You've done this a few times. I can hear you on the phone. You must have done this a few times.
Yeah, my team, we sell homes consistently throughout the year, so
Yeah.
Well, if you sold your home, where would you go next?
So Paul, do you have a buyer for my home?
Listen, right now we constantly have buyer leads coming in all the time. I'm sure we have people that fit. See, I don't know. You threw me on that one. You threw me. Okay.
Hey,
Because it feels like such a falsehood for me to just say yes if I don't personally have one. I got to get more used to like Kim has a buyer, and that's okay. I should just say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
right.
Okay. Well, I wanted to throw you for a loop. That's why I said it. Do you have a
You did.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So hey, that's a great question, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I don't know if you know about our team, but we're one of the top organizations in our area. We sell more real estate than anybody else in our area. So the answer is yes, we do have buyers that are interested in your area. And all it has to do with price and condition. So anyways, what do you think stopped your home from selling, Paul? I mean, it's a true statement. Yes or no? Are we selling a lot of real estate? Yes or no?
Joey, can you say that again?
No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm going to mess it all up. No. Do you have a buyer? That's a great question, right? I'm not trying to be Kim. Watch the recording because I never say things the same thing twice, right? So
I'm ready.
that's a great question. Do you have a buyer? You know what? I don't know if you're aware of our firm, but we're one of the top firms in the area. And yes, we do have buyers that are interested in your area. Has to do with price and condition. So let me ask you a question, Paul. What do you think stopped your home from selling? Boom. Answer the question and keep going. Answer the objection. Keep going.
Okay, give me the buyer one again, and let's just resume.
Beautiful, beautiful. Do you have a buyer for my home, Paul?
Yes, we do. My team, we sell a lot of properties out in this area, and we definitely do. So if you did sell, though, where would you go?
Great, great, great response. You get me fired up, man. We're going to Arizona. I'm tired of California. Bunch of yahoos out here.
Okay. All right. Well, that's exciting. How soon did you want to be there?
I wanted to be there yesterday at 5, Paul, but this freaking house won't sell. It's the market. I'm telling you, it is the market.
Okay.
You think these rates are going to go down at all, Paul?
Joey, there's always news stories. They could go up, they could go down. But were you aware that 76 homes sold in your area over the last 3 months? What we need to do is figure out why yours didn't sell. Joey, what do you think stopped your home from selling?
I don't know, honestly. 76, like mine? Homes like mine.
Exactly. Very, very similar. So how did you happen to pick the last agent you listed with?
You know what? It was actually a referral from a friend.
Okay. And what did that agent do that you liked best?
I don't think he did anything.
Ouch. What do you feel they should have done then?
You know, Paul, I got my job. I work 9 to 5. I'm a parent of 4 kids. I need somebody to do what they need to do. I pay you guys a lot of money. You guys make a lot of money. And
Okay.
I'm frustrated right now.
Okay, well, again, now, Joey, when you work with my team, remember, we don't get paid until you get paid. So what, have you already chosen the agent to work with?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
All right. Joey, do you happen to be aware that the average agent sells only 3 to 4 homes a year? My team greatly outpaces that. And I'd like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques I use to sell homes?
I'm not, but you got me curious.
Okay. Well,
What do you do to sell homes, Paul?
listen, yeah, what I need to do is let's get there and do a 15-minute appointment. That way I can really showcase all the value that we're going to bring when we list your house.
Does he deserve an appointment? Say yes.
Yes, 100%. Good
Does
job,
he
Paul. That
deserve
was
an appointment?
perfect.
Say yes.
Am I on mute?
Paul, you, my friend, that was money right there. That was money right there. You rolled along. You rolled along. You rolled along. You're like water, man. You know what I mean? You're just, you know what I mean? Something here, you just walked right around it. Paul, that's exactly what it is, dude. Just walk right around it, right? Walk right around it. Great job, Paul.
Hey, thank you,
Great
guys.
job, man. Great job. You know, I know there's a little nervousness still in your voice.
I got a
But
flop sweat going right now.
that's just gonna go as you go. And you know, one of the best things to do is always have a headset. You know what I mean? Having a mirror in front of you is good. Using your hands when you talk is good. Walking around the room is good. You know what I mean? Just getting some motion. Sometimes when you're trying to sit and stay put, right? It's hard. But when you walk around and you're like, hey, I'm just curious. When you know what I mean? And you're moving your hands around. Well, I'm Italian, so I don't know how to talk without my hands. So, but great job, Paul. Great job. Okay, we got time for one more. I got 6 minutes and I got to roll out. John, that means you're up, man. I can't hear you, John.
Okay, ring ring.
Hello,
Hey, I'm looking for Joey.
this is Joey.
Hey, Joey, my name is John with EXP. Um, I guess you figured out that your home is off the market. It's expired. I was just calling to see when you were going to interview for the next agent to sell your home.
Wow, John, you, how did you get my number?
Well, I was looking at the expireds, and I noticed that your home, it's a beautiful home. I was wondering why it didn't sell. That's why I'm calling. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't sell, John. I mean, I've been getting a lot of calls from you guys, and I have no idea why. I mean, the realtor said paint it, we painted it. Realtor said put new carpet, we put new carpet. We did everything. We did everything that he asked me to do, and I delivered, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, the house is gorgeous. There's no reason why it should not have sold. So if you sold it, where did you plan to go?
We were going to go out to the East Coast. We want to get out of this, this craziness with all this politics stuff in California. So we're
I hear
heading out
you.
to Florida. Yeah, we're going to go out to Florida.
Yeah, I hear you. I think everyone's leaving California. So, how soon did you want to be there?
Well, I mean, we want to be there. We wanted to be there by summer. Is my wife just retired? Um, yeah, most of our stuff's in boxes now, and yeah, we thought it was going to happen a lot faster than it did.
So, what do you think stopped your house from selling?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is, he asked me to reduce my price. I lowered my price twice, as you can see. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking is the market, but I need to get this thing sold.
Do you
I
know
need
that? Okay. Do you know that a lot of people have been waiting till after the election and rates to go down before putting their house on the market? And there's going to be so many people on the market when it's time that um, your competition is going to definitely go up. You'll make more money now instead of having to compete with so many other sellers out there.
I never thought about that, John. Yeah, I never thought about that.
So, how did you pick your last agent?
He was he's a guy that he's I met him through my son's soccer team.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have kids too, and they play soccer. Um, what did the agent do that you like the best?
I don't know what the hell he did, honestly. He didn't do much. He didn't do much. Like I said, I did everything he asked me to do, and I just couldn't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it hasn't sold. Really, the only thing I can think of is the rates.
Well, what do you think he should have done?
Get it sold, man. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, I get it. Florida is going to be a wonderful place when you get there. So what do you think they should have done? Oh, say, what do you expect from the next agent?
I just expect somebody to know what the heck they're doing, John, and get me out of here.
Understand.
Know what they're doing. You guys make a lot of money, John.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sometimes we get paid too much. Have you already chosen an agent to work with?
I have not. I have not.
Well, I like to apply for the job of selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques that I use?
I'm not, John. I'm not.
Well, how did we meet? We met through cold calling. That's what I do. I cold call and I look for sellers and I look for buyers and I have a big database full of people. Um, when can I show you what I do? When can I show you the marketing plan that I have? I'm available tonight or tomorrow morning.
How much time are you going to need, John?
Give me about 15 minutes. Prior to that, I'll send you a pre-listing agreement or, pardon me, a pre-listing package. It tells you a little bit about myself and it also tells you you can put together some questions or whatnot that we can go over.
Great job. Great job. I love it. Great job. Good job. Cool. Okay. Kim Carlson.
Yes.
Good job, John. Let me give a comment on John. I got 1 minute, guys, but I want you to get your role play in, Kim. I want you to get your role play in. So we're gonna work something out here real quick. Okay, John, great job. Very conversational. Very conversational. I love it. I love it. It didn't. It seemed like you were very detached. It didn't seem like you wanted anything from me. I really felt that you were curious. You guys agree with that statement?
The
I
truth,
mean, I feel
I'm
like
a
you-
little, I'm a little low energy today, so I will definitely accept that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't really want to object to you. I didn't really want to. Um, so yeah, I would probably want a little bit more of energy wise, but now that I know you're not feeling well today, and that's probably why, I thought it was a great role play. I did. I thought it was a great role play. I didn't push a lot back on you because I actually was having a hard time pushing back on you. You know. Okay. Any feedback for John?
Energy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
So
I think he did good, and I think how you brought in like some things that yeah, I think it was good. The energy was low, but it was right
Yeah.
on task.
Okay, awesome. Well, listen, guys, I gotta run, but I want Kim to get a role play in. Can somebody? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give Kim host access. Okay. And then what I want is if somebody could role play for Kim, role play with Kim and give her feedback. Kim, when you're done, just end it and they'll close the whole thing out. Okay.
Okay, so I'm good.
Appreciate
I
it.
just
I'm gonna hit host right now, and then you have access to the meeting. Guys, we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you guys.
also real quick, Joey, remind everybody about Tuesday at 12 to 2 at in Elk Grove. We have AI and Canva. It is going to be an amazing event next Tuesday, 12 to 2, Elk Grove.
Yes, absolutely. February 25th, I believe. Yes, we're gonna have AI training, and we're also gonna have Canva training. You should be there. You
Paul
should be
Frank's
there.
Paul Frank's office.
Yes, Paul
Yes.
Frank's office. Yes. Go to the monthlycalendar.com, guys, to register. That'd be great too. Okay, gotta run.
Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
Joey.
Thanks, Joey.
Bye, guys.
Kim, I'll do it with you if you want.
Okay, sounds good. I can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me unscript. Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this oh, sorry, let me go back.
You call me Joe.
I was gonna call you Joey. Ring ring.
Hi. Or hello.
Hello, is this Paul?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Paul, this is Kim Carlson with eXp Realty, and I'm sure you figured out that your listing on your home has expired. And I was calling to find out, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job?
Oh, I'm kind of frustrated. I don't know if when. Never.
So you guys got pretty beat up with the home on the market, huh? If your home was to sell, where were you going to move next?
We're gonna go head down next to our kids' house down in LA.
Oh, nice. Awesome. So be closer to family, be closer to the kids. When did you want to be down in LA?
Really, the whole plan had been there to be there by Christmas, and now we're well behind.
Yeah, that hurts, Paul. I hope you got to see the kids and the family around Christmas. What do you think stopped your home from selling?
I don't know. I guess maybe just the agent. Or
Okay, so how did you happen to pick the last agent that you worked with?
my sister, she has a friend who's in the business, and so we gave him a shot.
Okay, yeah, sometimes friends and family and business don't always match. What about the agent what did the agent do that you liked?
Not too much. I mean, she was friendly, but not too much. Just did the regular things, it seemed like.
Okay. What would you have wanted her to do more of, Paul?
Frankly, just be more active. Actually, sell my house. Really, sell my house.
Yeah, well, Paul, we actually my team and I, we sell over 27 homes. We've sold over 27 homes in that area in the last few months. So when I saw your listing, I was pretty surprised that it hasn't sold. What are you going to expect from the next agent you choose to sell your home?
I'm gonna want to get it sold so I can move.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. Have you already talked to or selected another agent?
No, we haven't. We haven't.
Well, Paul, I would love to interview for the job. I have do you have today at 5 o'clock available or tomorrow at 10? It'll take about 30 minutes and I would love to meet with you. Which time works better for you?
Tomorrow at 10.
All right, Paul. And is it just you or is it you? It's you and your wife. Is she available at that time as well?
I'll have us both available.
All right, Paul. I look forward to meeting you at 10 o'clock tomorrow and getting your home sold and getting you to see your family in LA. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
That was great.
You
Hey,
didn't push back on me at all.
I know. I'm sorry. I get too caught up thinking, and then I stutter. I just wanted. I went with the script for simplicity, but you did really good. I thought at the end, making sure that you had all the decision makers available for the appointment, so you're not wasting your time. That's crucial.
Mm-hmm. Any other feedback? I feel like I stuttered a little bit, I just feel like I need to slow down a little bit, like when they're talking, but it's like part of me doesn't want them to get off the phone, so I want to keep going.
Right. Well, and you can see Joey's proficiency at being a role play partner. He flows very naturally with all these different reasons and rejections and the way he says them.
Right.
So,
I would just going to about your own self feedback, Kim. I would just really just focus on like your pace, and if you need to slow down, tell yourself to slow down. It's okay. Don't be in such a rush to get the next response out. Sometimes it's a good thing to take a pause and just really state clearly what your intentions are and your response versus just trying to get through a script. Because sometimes I mean, I'll listen to other people call me, and I'll pick up on that. It's like, oh, they're reading a script, or they're they're just trying to get through the answers.
Yeah.
But I think if you just tell yourself, just slow down, and it's okay to pause. It can have a more meaningful and powerful effect on the person.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, great point. I should almost write slow down on a post-it note and stick it on my, wherever when I'm making calls, because that's a good point.
It on everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes we get so caught up in just trying to hurry up and get through the script and get on to the next response or what the next response is. We we don't slow ourselves down, and sometimes we don't even listen to the other person. It's like, oh, he didn't even hear me. I don't know if that's ever happened to you when you get calls. I do that as a common practice. Whenever I get a strange call and they're, I just I do it just to role play to see how these other people react and what I don't want to do.
Right. That's it. Yeah, I always hang up on them, so I better start listening a little bit instead of hanging up. I don't want that karma to come back.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Kim.
All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys can make it on Tuesday, it's going to be great. I'm super excited about this AI. He was actually supposed to be at our Wisdom Wednesday last month, and we had to cancel it due to, well, we didn't have to cancel it, but with Tom Ferry's. So if you guys can make it Tuesday, it's at Paul Frank's 12 to 2.
All right. See you guys there.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
Paul Frank's in Roseville?
No, in Elk Grove.
Paul
I'll
Frank.
have Joey send you the address because I don't have it in front of me. It's on East Stockton. I want to say it's 9430, but I don't know that for sure. So I'll have Joey send it to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.